Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Oh, hello, everyone. It's Motivational Monday. How are you doing? Welcome on back. I see June in the house and Catherine, Mary Ann, Linda, Marguerite's here, Lucy, and Sarah. Jackie just shows up too, and now it's time for a party. Margaret, I'm glad you're here. I haven't seen you in a little while. Joanne is in the house after her big move. Carla's here, of course. Nice to see you. Jerry is here. I hope you heard Friday's show, Jerry. Lots of information on thyroid there. Helen, Gloria, Lisa, hello. Good to see you. Willow is here. Throwing down the hearts. You know you're loved when you get the willow hearts, right? So Susan's here as well. Hello, hello, hello. Martha. I'm watching. So interesting to watch everybody on our, how are you doing? You're motivated? Bingo. That's what I want to see. Kathy's here. Debbie's here. Sandy's here. You're welcome, Jerry. Absolutely. And you know what? It's really fun to watch on our Facebook page. We have the Hot Milk Sprint. That's our small group. Love it. Super private. That's why we love this little group. You know what was so great about it? Is watching how everybody is connecting and putting things together so that you can drive together, you can room together. For Full Bloom is what I'm talking about, of course. All the details for Full Bloom, dates, times, what's going to happen, how it's going to be, and it's going to be incredibly fun, by the way. Hi, Sandy and Denise. Good to see you. I mean, it's going to be too much. No, it's not going to be too much. It's going to be so great, and I can't wait for you to show up. savingdinner.com/bloom is where you're going to get all the information. Now, okay, you know what? I'm just going to tell you. I'm just talking with Jenny. Jenny and I are both beside ourselves. That's a quote. We have a cart issue right now on the site, and it's not working. It's just not working. We don't know what's going on, and we've got all of our best minds on it. We've got our tech team on it. We are on it. But I need something from you right now. Can I ask for this? I need your prayers. I need your good juju. I need your high vibes. Let's get that cart fixed, shall we? You know, this is how we get our supplements sold. This is how we sell our programs. This is how we pay people who work here. You know, having that cart down is not a good thing. So I need prayers for that. Marianne, thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Willow said we wore out our cart from the big sale. Maybe we did, but we don't know what's up with it. So we are just, you know, I'll tell you something. There's a lot of tech issues out there. There's a lot of whatever things that come up as we go. I mean, you know, technology is wonderful until it stops working. But I'm going to tell you something right now. The power of prayer trumps it all, doesn't it? So that's what I'm saying to you. Please pray, because I know that with the power of prayer behind some experts working on the problem right now, everything's going to be good. And also, that doesn't mean we've been hacked. None of that stuff. It just means we have what they call plugins, and probably a plugin caused something to misfire. That's all it is. So God bless you and the dream team. Thank you, Marianne. That's really sweet. So thanks for that. I really appreciate it. I just thought I'd bring it all out there and get you all praying on that. Jeanette's in the house. So is Jocelyn. Thank you so much for being there. The problem, we don't know what the problem is, Susan. We just know that our cart is not responding. So if you try to go order something, you won't be able to. So I just want to tell you about that. Kimberline, I haven't seen you in so long. I'm so glad to see you. Angie's here too. Yay. So now the party's ready. This whole week, we are going to be talking about strength. strength. And isn't that important right now? We need the power of strength right now to really be able to dig in and to believe that everything's going to be just fine, because stuff like this, when stuff happens, boy, oh boy, do we don't like it. We don't feel good about it. Darla's here too. Good to see you, Darla. So, we just have to roll with it. And I'm saying, Leanne, you've just got to roll with it. I've been talking to myself and decided I'm not going to cry about it. It's not going to help me at all. And instead, I'm redirecting my energy toward asking for help, putting it heavenward, and we're going to let everything come together. And so this week, funny enough, is get strong and be strong. And we're going to be talking about strength. Obviously, tonight we have our Get Strong, Be Strong webinar. We're going to be talking about fitness and what strength really is and what it means. Because I really believe that a lot of us have this misunderstanding about what fitness is supposed to be and how long it's supposed to take and all of that. And we've done things the old-fashioned way. We've done things in a way that, it's just not up to date. It's interesting what happens when you find out about that. Honestly, there's different ways of doing things. And I will tell you, I believe with all of my heart that if you come to tonight's webinar, you are going to go away with a whole different mindset and a framework for how you approach your own physical fitness, and even maybe what you want it to look like. Because there's so much information that just isn't out there. You're not getting it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of really misinformed people with old information, old research, and they're not telling you what the new stuff says. So I want you to know that. So check it out. It is tonight at savingdinner.com/strong. So yes, Joanne, I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Listen, anybody who's been there, which I know Joanne has, I have something brand new in this webinar that you have not seen yet. And something that just came to me and I'll explain it then. I'm not going to explain it now because I don't want to ruin the whole thing, but I had, it really was just one of these boom type of things. It was okay, that's a cosmic 2x4, because I'm connecting all of the dots on what strength truly is. And that's why we're going to go through it all this week. Gloria says I'm in. Look at everybody. Pinkies up if you're in. Yay. Thanks, Jerry, Gloria, Marguerite. Yes, science changes, and when we know better, we do better. That's exactly right, Sarah. And it's funny because we can use old science to our benefit, but if there's an update, for heaven's sakes, let's get on that, right? That's how I know you have to come tonight. I am a tease, aren't I? You're welcome. There's my girls with the pinkies up. I love it. I love it. So that's what we're going to be talking. And today we're going to be talking about strength in motivation and how we can really capture that, because I think you're going to find this really interesting because it's kind of a different angle in which to really view things. So I think that should be super fun. I'm really glad that you're going to be here. Patience on the packages. You guys have been just brilliant. We have all kinds of stuff. We had enough in stock, or so we thought. And then we had the gala and you said, hold my beer, I want more. We have a few of you lovelies who ordered every single one of our flash sales and sometimes double. And we weren't expecting that. And so fabulous, thank you, but it's coming slowly. We have a couple of things that have already gotten out of stock, but I told you about that, the Bio Omega, but it's all coming in. We should have it all, at least some of it in this week. If not next week, if we have to, we'll split your orders. But do know that we are totally on the job, and you will be getting what you ordered, and we love you and we appreciate you so much. I just want to let you know, please have patience with us. Mark is busting a hump right now. Yes. Oh, the shopping cart's already back up. Bless, 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 bless. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, now I'll cry. That's pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm pretty excited about that. In that case, let me tell you about our supplement of the week. absolutely, Marianne. Praise Jesus. I mean, this is just answered prayer, you know? I mean, I tell you what, isn't it so good? Yes, he is good. He's good all the time. All right, so our supplement of the week is something that I absolutely love. And you know what? I don't have all, I'm going to all week long give you information about the supplement. I want you to understand about apple cider vinegar. Also really studied, by the way, really studied, and what it can do for you and why it is such a needle mover. Today, I'm going to tell you two things. First of all, it is really good for just simple digestive issues. You know, if you have just a little bit of digestive distress or you eat something a little bit, whatever, if you take 2 organic ACVs before your meal, it'll help. It'll really help with a little bit of digestion. I mean, we have some big guns too. We have the digeszymes and the glycozyme, if this is not enough for you. It also helps with fat metabolism, and it's a prebiotic. Prebiotic, that means that it ferments a little bit in your intestinal tract, which is fabulous. And it feeds the proactive probiotic that you have down there. That's what you want, because that means your troops are being fed. That means they can wage the war and win. Okay, so we want to do everything in our power to constantly be aware of the fact that we do have a battle going on in our gut. And every single day, what we do is either going to help our good guys win or it's going to defeat them. Okay, keep that in mind. So I'm pretty excited about that. Wow. Oh, yes. Anyway, I also love this because it is organic, by the way. And I also love it simply because, what was the other? You don't have to drink it because I really hate drinking apple cider vinegar. Listen, I've done it for years and years. I don't like how it feels on my teeth, and I don't like it. Gives me kind of a sore throat. So that's one of the other things. Plus, it's organic. It's hard to find in pill form, organic. Ours is sourced. It's super clean and wonderful. You can smell when you take the lid off. It smells like apple cider vinegar. Remember, we have a small batch manufacturer, and our stuff is super fresh. And that's something that I love, because I really feel confident passing on this good stuff for you. It's buy 3, get 1 free. That's a screaming deal. It's found at savingdinner.com/show. And yes, you can buy it now. Our cart's fixed. So I'm delighted about that. We also have a pop-up boutique happening right now. Did you know that? Check it out. savingdinner.com/pop. Cute stuff. I've ordered everything. All the things. All of the things. I mean, I'm just going to be a complete, full bloomer. Oh my goodness. Sweet Gloria. You are so loved, and you are such a blessing to our group, Gloria. I'm so glad you're with us. And like I said, this is what we're going to do too. We are going to get down into the weeds on talking about strength. I'm going to tell you what, and this is something that I want you to hold on to, that strength is everything. And I'm talking heart, mind, body, soul. Tonight, we're going to be talking body, right? We're going to be talking body. Body's a core thing, because this is your vehicle for life, right? It is a core thing. You want to be as strong as you can possibly be so that you can live vibrantly. Vibrance comes from physical fitness. And again, we're going to completely redefine that tonight. Completely redefine it, because here's something that I know. That if you had told me we're going to talk about physical fitness 10 years ago, I would have said, don't talk to the hand, because I'm not interested in that. But here's what I have found, and this is interesting, that you get to define what vibrancy looks like for you, and also physical fitness. You don't have to be able to do man push-ups. You don't have to be able to do a pull-up. You don't have to go out there like, remember the presidential physical fitness thing that we did in grade school? I think I got it once. You know, I think the pull-ups were the thing that always held me back. But just keep all of that in mind as we're talking about all of this, because physical fitness is something that is completely different, and is something that you can customize to fit your life and your parameters. You know, it's, again, You can be so physically fit and wear a size 14 or 16 even. Really. And if this is where you're comfortable and all your blood markers are and everything are good, then girlfriend, own it. We're not about the jeans or the jean size, are we? We're about how do you feel in your own body? How do you feel? That's a strength right there. And what are you motivated to do for you? So today we're going to be talking about, we're talking about this right now on how it applies to motivation. And first of all, I'm going to give you some dictionary things because I always love pulling out the dictionary stuff first, because that gives us a whole opportunity to see like what the dictionary says this is. And I always find great, sometimes comic relief, shall we say, in some of these definitions, because I'm thinking, okay, I can use that right there. This is what's going to happen. Help us. Hey, Corliss. So number one, the quality or the state of being physically strong. Okay, be at the webinar tonight, savingdinner.com/strong. We're going to talk about what that means tonight. Number two, the capacity of an object or subject to withstand great force and or pressure. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. Oh, because we've now the kids wear heart rate monitors. Wow, that's interesting. Wow, I love that. Number three, capacity for endurance, toughness, the power to resist. Think about how all of that lands. How does that land for you right now? I'm thinking about this and I'm thinking, yeah, heart, mind, body, soul. Heart, mind, body, soul. Because we have physical strength, we have emotional strength, we have our thought life. We have strength there or we don't, right? We understand how all this, how it all impacts these different areas of our lives. Napoleon Hill said, strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. Isn't he right? And we know, and we've talked about this before, how struggle really is the birth, literally and figuratively, of something new, of something that's deep within, of something that comes out of us. And I mean, like literally like a baby, and also a strength that we never knew that we had, or some grit that comes out of nowhere. And we just suddenly see ourselves in a whole different light. And that is the most fabulous thing I think I've ever experienced in my life, literal birth, and also this birth of a stronger, better, more resilient Leanne. And you can say that about yourself too. I know you can say that about yourself. So motivation then, when we're looking at this word, and again, motivation comes from doing, always. And I believe that the more we do, then we're going to have self-confidence, and then that self-confidence is going to be motivating. And it's just this one little continuum. Isn't that fabulous? It's just this lovely continuum. And I think that is one of the most important things that we can see, how these whole things, how they feed each other. It's a very give and take kind of a thing. So I love that. So there's four things though that you're going to want to have that come with your motivation. And the first one is that you need initiative, right? Initiative. So what is it? Like, oh, how about this? Start a fitness program that's right for you. Well, what do you need from there? You need a little direction, right? So it's initiative. And then when you figured that out and you kind of landed, okay, so this is what I want to do, then you need to start figuring out the direction. Number two is to do it requires a little risk, especially if you're one of these people who say, hey, well, you know what? I've never done anything like this. Don't know that I want to do it, but you decide you're going to be a little risky and do it. And that takes courage. And that's strength of character right there. You know that. And then number three is, in order to do this, you have to refocus and put your focus on and your energy on the thing that you want, not the struggle, right? We acknowledge the struggle. It's not that we don't acknowledge the struggle, but don't put your energy all onto that. Put your energy onto the thing that you are trying to accomplish, because you need that you need that all that strength, because that's where your strength comes from, is your energy. And that, my friend, turns into your vibe too, doesn't it? And it makes you think higher and better about yourself, and makes you think, yeah, I can do this. Makes you start thinking, I'm brave, I'm strong, I am courageous. And then number 4 is, this is a personal power that's inside of you that you get to harness, that you get to dig up and say, this is mine. I claim it. I'm going to use it. Watch me grow. Watch me become more of what I'm supposed to be. Isn't that amazing? Power, persistence equals strength. The power to turn and to focus on the thing that we want. The persistence to keep going. And that just turns into a mighty strength that you get to own. You get to own. You're trying to figure all that out. She said, I'm an old lady over here. Come on, Lorraine, give me a break. You're not an old lady. You know. Mm-mm. No, you're not. So motivation then is strength of mind and a hot desire. If you want something, you go after it. You've seen it. You've been in that place before. I know you have. I know you have. When you make a decision that this is what you want, and you start with your initiative and go with the direction, and you start going through all of those different steps, then your motivation just comes from within. That's where it comes from. That's where it lives. It's not out there. It's in here. Yes, and you know what? I just sidebar, Noreen and Marguerite. Let me just say about tonight, I'm going to bust open a bunch of myths. I'm also going to share with you exactly how I'm doing my workouts right now, and I'm going to tell you what, I feel really good. So be here tonight, okay? savingdinner.com/strong. Just saying. So it's strength. It's of mind. It's hot desire. It's your inner chutzpah. It's this thing that lives inside of you. And I'm going to tell you something. Whether you acknowledge it or not, you have it. We all do, because you were born this way. That, by the way, that needs to be on our playlist. Lady Gaga, Born This Way, right? Yeah, your inner chutzpah says, you can do this. Yeah, you've got this. You're strong enough for this. We all have that. And then the other thing is, my gosh, if this is important to you, is it? If it's important to you, guess what? That's going to make you figure this thing out. And if it's important, it somehow becomes figure outable. You don't just sit there and go, oh, well, whatever. I wish, but I know it's not possible. Of course not. If you do that, well, you're going to get what you're yapping about. But, it's important. It's way more important than I just don't want to, or it's way more important than your excuses, isn't it? And when important really does sit down and make a place for itself at the table, then you're saying, okay, it's time to get serious. This is when I get into this. And this is a whole thing. This is a whole different thing. This is your high vibe of stepping up and stepping into a better place in your life. I will tell you this, that I know for a fact that your strength is there. It's in you. Your strength shows up on your body. Your strength shows up in your mind, and it even shows up in your character and in your heart and in your soul. And the desire to love more, the desire to extend empathy and be a kind and loving woman, that's strength of character right there. And it's a strength that gets cultivated by what you do. Light Watkins is this guy that I've started reading his little blog. And he said this, he says that we weaken our motivation when we don't follow through. Listen to what he said. If we say yada, yada, yada is a priority, and then we don't follow through on it, we dilute the meaning of the word priority. And nothing that is a quote unquote priority in our life really has that kind of import, right? Gosh. So if we, and then conversely, If we say this is a priority and we follow through on it, then it is a priority, and we hold our goals and the things that we want to do in high esteem. Think about that for a minute. When you constantly are breaking promises to yourself, how does that make you feel? Does it make you feel strong and confident and like you've got this? Or does it just make you feel like, God, I'm just like, whoa, you know? There, yeah, that's right. I think that was Jenny. Wow, I never thought about diluting priority cosmic 2x4. It is. It was a cosmic 2x4 for me this morning too. I just went, wow, okay. And because how easy is it for us to kind of shift and to make excuse, just say, you know what, later on this afternoon, I'll do this. Instead of saying, no, this is a priority. It's going to get done this morning. That's strength of character. And it's also a strength in your word. And your word is your bond. Whether or not you're using this as a promise, if you are diluting your priorities, you're breaking your promises to yourself, and you're breaking down and weakening what a priority is in your life. And that includes them all. That includes them all, including relationships, including, what it is that you do. We get to step into an incredible strength when we make a decision to let our words be our bond and stop breaking our promises to ourselves. That's all. We can't do that anymore. We have to stand on our promises. We have to follow through. Otherwise, they mean nothing. And no wonder we don't get anything done. No wonder we feel so dissatisfied. No wonder we're frustrated. But this is how we step into our strength, The strength of our words is reflected in our actions, period. We know that. And you know what? We have a word for that. We have something for that. We call it an alignment assignment, where what you are saying you're going to do, you're actually showing up and doing. And that is strength. It's strength of character. It's strength of follow through. It's strength of everything. And the motivation to do so is because you are prioritizing the things that you say are important to you. If you say that, it's very important to me that I have a good relationship with your husband, and you're not spending time with him doing intentional building up the relationship stuff, how can you do that? It would be like having a garden and making a decision not to go out and water on a hot day. It would be making a decision not to go out there and get hot and maybe weed it. You have to think about these things, because what we do is always going to show up in what we say. Well, that's not it. My quote is, what you say needs to show up in what you do. That's all. Because that way we are in alignment. So there's two types of motivation. You know this. There's the intrinsic inside motivation that you have of just like a hot desire maybe to get something done. Let's say you knit or something, but getting that thing done. That's your motivation for getting it done. I want to see this completed lovely thing, that I'm making. This baby bonnet or whatever it is that you're making. And then the other is extrinsic, and what are you driven by? A reward, a trip, maybe learning a foreign language, learning Italian so that you can go to Italy and speak Italian and order in a restaurant confidently. We're rewarded in some way or another. So it makes a big difference. And the other thing is that stronger motivation comes from several things. And I've got things for you that I hope this really helps you out, because I've got 7 things here. I had to look and see. I've got 7 things here that I said, okay, so what is going to strengthen my motivation? Well, here you go. First one is goals with a sense of urgency. Goals with sense of urgency. We've all done our big New Year's resolutions. This is the year that I'm going to fill in the blank, get organized, lose weight. And that never happens. It never happens. We're going to save, get financially fit. I'm going to fill in the blank. It doesn't happen because we set things up in a way that doesn't work. There's no sense of urgency to it. There's no do it by this, and this is why we're going to do it, and this is the importance, Going all the way through this, we have to have goals that have a sense of urgency. This is why we have where is it? It's right here under a big pile of books. This is our Take Back Your Life journal. We do our goals in 12-week segments. The reason why, we want to put a deadline on it. We want to have a sense of urgency. Now, obviously, this is not going to get you through a whole year, but it's going to get you through a quarter of the year, and it's fine to break it down so that it makes sense. A sense of urgency is absolutely everything. So that's number one. Number two is finishing your projects. Okay, Leanne, finish your projects. I know, I'm almost done with the book. I keep saying that, don't I? Well, it's there, it's waiting for me, and it still needs to get finished. But finishing your projects gives you a sense of completion, a sense of a goal being done, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment. And what does that do? Strength of character. Again, it's strength of following through and getting it done. Number three, have your posse, for heaven's sakes. Do you have your posse? Do you have a body clutter buddy? Do you have a group of women that you're accountable with and that you can talk to and say, what's up? I think it's really critically important too that you have somebody that speaks the same language as you. So when you pinky up, they're like, yes, ma'am. And they're giving you your pinkies back. We need to speak the same language. We need to be on the same page. We need to have things in common. These are the things that help us to go through. And it gives us, it's like all for one and one for all. And, let's join those pinkies and, do it. Have you noticed how that just absolutely 100% just like pushes and helps to keep you going? And that's momentum, by the way. Momentum helps to get you going. And number four is we always need to keep in mind that procrastinating cripples everything. You know why? It puts off something that's urgent that needs to get done. It puts off the sense of urgency for goals. It puts off everything you want. And it doesn't accomplish anything. It just takes away. So when we have that, we have to remember this is a habit. Procrastination, obviously, is a bad habit, right? So what are we going to do? We break that habit, all for one, one for all. Let's join pinkies and not let them fall. I love that. That's so cute. I love that, Willow. Thank you for that. That's wonderful. But you know what? I always say, too, with this, when we are all in this together, when we have people who have our back and what have, we look back on number three. Okay, we go back to number three from number four. I'm procrastinating. I go to my group and I say, hey, I'm procrastinating. And they'll say, okay, you want to be accountable? I'm going to help you. Pinkies up, let's do this. And away we go. It always comes back to that, doesn't it? Because we have our things, but we're also not meant to do this life alone. We need people on our side. We need our tribe. We need our folks around us. We need our friends and our family and speak the same language. That's why we need to do this. Number five is we need to remember that this persistency that we're talking about, that's power. There's power in persistency. It creates more strength. It creates more motivation. And guess what that does? Keeps the wheels on the bus, doesn't it? And see how critical that is? You see the importance of all of that? And number six is, I'm going to give it to you hard. You ready for it? Stop talking about it all the time. Well, what happens is really what it is. You stop talking about what it is that you can't do, why you can't do it. All of your energy, all of your time, all of your reasoning, everything is going into that. Let's reshift it, just like I shared with you about this stupid cart. I was like, I'm upset, I'm worried, I'm going to cry, this, that, and the other thing. And I shifted and said, guess what? I need your help. Will you pray? And what happened? 2 minutes later, hey, it's back up. Shifting your focus is important because what that does is it gives you something true to talk about. The strength, the ability, the can-do-ness that's inside of you, your grit that you have, that you own, that's yours, that maybe you just haven't seen yet because you haven't called on it. It's time to call on it. You call on your grit, it's going to show up. You call on yourself and you say, no, I'm going to take a step up. You call out your weakness and say, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to focus on this. Wow. Stop talking about the things that can't, won't, couldn't, whatever. Stop it. Let's get this refocused and get focused on the thing you want, because that is where the power lies. And the last one is your daily rituals create enormous strength. You know, every single day you are in this journal, you are writing out 3 goals that are intentional affirmation goals each day. What do you think that's doing to your brain? What do you think that's doing to your consciousness and how you're seeing things and how you're going to go about your day when you start the day like this? It just changes everything is what it does. It changes your focus and it puts you back in the place of tremendous strength. That's it. That's it. So think about it. You start with meditation, you've got gratitude, you've got writing out your goals, journaling. And what does that do? It creates momentum. And what does that do? Momentum and motivation. They just keeps going. And what does that equal? Do you know this? Do you know the sum? Motivation plus momentum equals magic. Magic. And we talked about magic and creating magic all last week. We create our own magic when we understand that everything we need is right inside of us this whole time. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. But I'm going to tell you what, it can go everywhere if you call it out, if you dig in, if you say, I got this. You got me? Do you hear me on this? Let's have this magic in our lives, shall we? Let's look at the strength that is inside of us, all that juicy, yummy strength that is all yours. It's yours. Should you choose to call on it? What do you think? I'm all for it. Pinkies up. And I'm hoping so much that you will show up tonight. Go to savingdinner.com/strength. Strong. savingdinner.com/strong. And I'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. It'll be on Crowdcast. I'm thinking there could be some music, could be pretty fun. Show up, would you? Pinkies up. See you then. Peace be with you.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.